Hey traders, welcome to Master the Market, where we help you become a market master. In today's video, I want to talk about some of the ways that I'm able to find the biggest runners in the stock market on a daily basis. I'm going to go over a few real examples from this past week. FOXO, for example, here was going from about 31 cents all the way up to a high of $1.06. And I was able to capture this very early on, as we're going to see here in just a moment. So I want to talk about how you're able to do this, so that way you can maximize your potential on these trade setups as well. So essentially what this is going to come down to is going to be a few things. First, you're going to need some kind of chart pattern or some kind of strategy that you're going to be able to use to find and trade these types of setups. I know that sounds relatively straightforward, but unfortunately there are tons of strategies and tons of patterns that are not going to work very well and that are just going to be very inconsistent. So in the next couple of minutes, I want to talk about some strategies that I use that are consistent and that allow me to capture profits from these big movers. So all that being said, one that you've probably heard me talk about in my channel before is going to be the opening range breakout strategy. This is a strategy that, in my opinion, is better than any other strategy for capturing momentum at the market open, specifically in small cap stocks that are gapping up in pre-market. So if we go back to yesterday morning, we can see that we have a list posted at the market open of the top 5 stocks that are going to have gap and go potential. We do this every single day, giving us our opening range breakout level for those stocks. And what we also have that is different from other trading programs is a custom opening range breakout bot. So if any one of these stocks on our list starts to push above their opening range breakout level, our bot is going to notify us right here in chat to make sure that we're aware of this stock breaking out. FOXO, for example, like I said, had an opening range breakout level of about 31 cents. A few minutes later, we can see that our opening range breakout bot notified us that this was moving above that 31 cent level. So if we zoom into the chart here, and I just want to focus actually on the open, we can see that our opening range here is going to be from a low of about 25 cents up to a high of about 31 cents, which is going to give us our opening range breakout level and our risk level. It's very important that you understand that this is a strategy that has not only a specific entry price, but also a specific risk level price in case the stock happens to fail and reverse back down. You don't want to be stopping out in these small little dips underneath the pullback. You have to make sure you use the proper risk level, which for this strategy is underneath that opening low. So in this case, there should never have been a time where you were looking to cut losses on this opening range breakout setup, because it never even really got very close to that opening range low. Pushes above the opening range breakout level, trades sideways around the VWAP for a few hours, and then we can see momentum starts to pick back up, later on running all the way up to a high of $1.06. That is a profit potential of well over 200% on this opening range breakout trade, which is why, in my experience, this is one of the very best ways to catch these big movers in the stock market on a daily basis. Now, I want to take it a step further and give you one more example of a different trading strategy that's going to allow us to consistently capture these big moves in the stock market, and that is going to be with the inside bar breakout strategy. Technically speaking, this strategy or this pattern can be applied to any different time frame, but in my experience, focusing on this pattern on the daily chart is going to give you the best setup for the biggest moves. Before we dive into this price action here itself, I want to talk about why this was on my watch list in the first place. So if we take a look here at the trade plans in the Market Master group, we can see that on Tuesday night, this was posted as a bullish mover from Monday. That's back on watch for Wednesday because of the bullish inside bar setup on the daily chart and bullish after hours activity. The inside bar breakout level is $4.55. That's a level I'll be using for my entry. However, if it gaps up over that level, I'll simply be looking for an opening range breakout on the 5-minute chart for a move up to new highs. That following morning, it did end up gapping up slightly above that inside bar breakout level, and I posted that it was gapping up, and it's now starting to set up for a run to 5+ now that it's moving above its opening range. The price at the time was $4.65. So if we zoom in a bit here, we can see that, it gapped up slightly above that $4.55 inside bar breakout level, started to push above those highs, and we got a really nice spike all the way up to a high for the same day of $6.60. The following day, today, it ended up hitting a high of $8.68. So in other words, from the breakout level to today's high, this stock ran almost 100%. These types of moves do happen more often than you might expect, especially with a strategy like the inside bar breakout strategy, So this is another one that I like to pay close attention to, and I'll always put these setups in our trade plans in the Market Master group. Okay, the next key element to finding these stocks that have these big runs in the stock market is going to be to use some kind of trading scanner. At the end of the day, if you have different watch lists and different strategies that you're trying to trade, you're going to get a little bit overwhelmed with all of the stocks that you're watching at any given time, and it can be a little bit difficult to keep track of every single one. On top of that, there are going to be new opportunities that pop up throughout the day, and without a scanner, you're probably going to miss out on most of those opportunities. So specifically, the type of scanner that we want to focus on here is going to be some kind of intraday momentum or some kind of breakout scanner that's going to notify us of these stocks that are starting to pick up momentum throughout the day. And these are the stocks that can then turn into really big spikes and really big runs later on in the day when volume starts to pick up as well. So I'm actually going to give you the exact criteria that we use here in our own intraday momentum scanner. Essentially, all we're looking for here in order to actually trigger an alert with this scanner is going to be a new high for the day. However, we have quite a few different filters that are put in here to help us further narrow down stocks. We want to see that it has a minimum price of 20 cents. This is entirely preference. You can go lower or higher if you prefer. We want to see that it has a relative volume of at least 2. That tells us that there is stronger than usual volume coming into the stock while it's starting to pick up that momentum. We want the volume to be at least 200,000 shares. We want to see that it has a change from the previous day's closing price of at least 3%, just showing us that this is not a stock that is down significantly for the day. And we want to have a float size of no more than 100 million shares. Those larger float stocks are going to take a lot more volume in order for them to start picking up momentum. So it is better to try to focus on these lower float stocks. And just by having a cap in there, you're going to minimize the amount of results that you get. From there, we actually have an alert that is going to notify us whenever a stock is popping up on this scanner, and that's going to sound like this. Because these scanners are live streamed to our team of traders every day in the Market Master group, they're going to be able to hear these alerts in real time and then see which stocks are popping up on the scanner, so that way they're able to capture these stocks running as well. Okay, so those couple of things, having different strategies that you're trading and watching for these big moves, as well as having scanners to then notify you when the stocks are starting to pick up momentum, and then pairing both of those with having different watch lists on your trading platform, as well as different price alerts set for specific stocks. Those simple things are really how I'm able to capture some of the biggest movers in the stock market every single day, and how I'm able to capitalize on them along with our team. I hope that you found some value in this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to join our group chat, get access to our day trade and swing trade alerts, our detailed trade plans, our live custom scanner streams, and so on and so forth. All of that can be found in the Market Master group. There's going to be a link down below in the description for you to get signed up. Anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your trading.